Good morning, students. Today we are going to do the poem Amanda, written by Robin Glenn. Robin Glenn is an Australian author of books for children. She writes children and young adult fiction. Some of her famous books are Hating Alison Ashley, People Might Hear You, etc. Here she has expressed the views of a little girl, Amanda, who is constantly nagged by her mother for making mistakes which she considers so as they are not part of the code of conduct laid out by the society in which we live. So students, let's begin the poem. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There's a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. The poet is describing Amanda, a little girl who is always pointed out by her mother for her mistakes and how she imagines her life to be. The poet says that mother is pointing out Amanda for biting nails, which is a bad habit. Next, she asks her to sit straight without bending her shoulders. At this point of time, when she is being scolded by her mother, she imagines herself to be in a deep green sea. She says that she wants to be the only resident of this beautiful green sea. She imagines herself like a mermaid who is alone there and leads her life in a very relaxing way. She says that she wants to be carried away by the current of water and feel the relaxing environment there. So let's find out the poetic devices here. Here, don't bite your nails, don't hunch. So this is the repetition of few words in the two consecutive lines. So this is called anaphora. As you can see in line 3 and here in second line as well, don't your shoulder. O sound is being repeated, so this is assonance. And line 3, that is stop that slouching. So this is SS, set straight. This is alliteration. And C has been compared to emerald. Emerald is a precious green color gem. So here implied comparison is there. So this is called metaphor. And she wants to be a mermaid. Mermaid is an imaginary creature. So when we compare something to something, it is called allusion. So rhyme scheme is, look at the last words of each line. So this is, the scheme is here, A, B, A, C. Now in the second stanza, did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I'm an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Here the poet says that Amanda's mother is inquiring her about whether she has done her homework or not. And then she asks her whether she has cleaned her room or not. Moreover, she is also reminded to clean her shoes. So here we can see that the mother is constantly asking her questions regarding her homework being done or not, whether she had cleaned up her room and shoes or not. But on the other hand, while Amanda is listening to her mother's instructions, she imagines herself to be an orphan who is roaming in the streets. This means that she imagines if she would have been without parents, she would have walked freely in the streets. She would have drawn designs on the soft dust with her uncovered feet very quietly. Moreover, she is so fed up with these constant instructions from her mother that she says silence is golden, which means that silence is very crucial and precious. She further says that freedom is sweet. This means she never feels free when she is with her mother. Let's find out the poetic devices here. Now again you see here, did you finish, did you tidy. So this is called anaphora, repetition of few words in the consecutive lines. And again in line 3rd, thought, told you your shoes. Here O vowel sound is being repeated, so this is called assonance. Amanda is being repeated again and again, this is called repetition. And silence is compared to golden and freedom to sweet. Implied comparison is there, so this is metaphor. And the rhyme scheme is here, like Amanda, A, then street, feet, street. So this is E. Now in the third stanza, don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I'm Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. So next, Amanda's mother is disallowing her to eat chocolates. She reminds her of pimples that Amanda faces due to eating chocolates. At last, she scolds her for not paying attention to what her mother says. At this moment, Amanda imagines herself to be Rapunzel. She thinks she will be free and live in a peaceful environment in a tower. She also confirms to herself that she will never let her hair down to anyone so that nobody could come to her in the tower. So the poetic devices used here is allusion. First of all, she wants to be Rapunzel. It's a fairy tale character. And again, assonance is being used in this line. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you? So vowel letter E and O is being repeated, sound repeated. So this is called assonance. Like assonance, if there is repetition of consonant sound, this is called consonant sound is called consonance. Like in last line, never bright hair, R sound is repeated, so this is called consonance. And Amanda is being repeated, so this is repetition. And the rhyme scheme of this stanza is A A F A G G G. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Amanda's mother now warns her for behaving in a very odd manner. She asks her to stop being in a bad mood. Moreover, she blames her of having such an unstable mood. She also scolds her by saying that her behavior will one day make people think that Amanda was constantly being harassed by her mother. So here we can say that though Amanda is always pointed out by her mother on every small thing, but she can't react to this. If she reacts towards this by getting emotional, her mother takes this against her sense of pride and scolds her that she should not behave like this, as others would think that Amanda's mother is very dominating towards her child. The literary devices used here is stop that sulking. S sound is repeated at the start of closely placed words. This is alliteration. Amanda, Amanda, Amanda repeated thrice here. This is repetition. And the rhyme scheme is here A A B A. So students, what is the central idea of this poem? It revolves around how a child is constantly nagged by her mother. The poetess sheds light on how a child is always monitored and questioned about her actions by her mother. Therefore, Amanda dreams to get away from her troubles. The greatest wealth a child wants to possess is his or her freedom. She never likes the constant nagging, unwanted instructions, and even overprotections of the parents. Thank you, students.